follow your dreams. And they say, do what you want, and money will come.
Hi, I'm Mike Miller. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much for watching The Other Side, the show I created to bring local talent into your lives. I'm honored to have Evan Fee here today. Thank you, Evan, for being here.
Thanks for having me.
How's everything been going for you this year?
It's been going pretty well. School's out, so I'm just enjoying the summer.
Yeah.
And, starting to play shows again, and about to release some new music. So pretty excited.
How long have you been teaching?
I just finished my 6th year teaching.
Really? Yeah.
Teach high school math, and I'm also a special education teacher.
Really? That's great.
Yeah.
Your most recent album is under MC Squareroot.
Yeah, I released 2 albums last year, so and they were both pretty much back to back. So I did the Uncommon Denominator.
Yeah.
I released that on March 13th. I meant to do it on Pi Day, but logistics happened and it came out the day before.
And some of the songs you're performing today are from that album?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
That album took me about 5 years to write.
Really?
And then, because I started writing and performing hip hop when I started teaching. I'd never done hip hop before, but when I started teaching in 2015, I realized that's what kids like to listen to. And anyone that's been as a teacher will tell you, the first year teaching is by far the hardest year.
I'm sure.
It's real tough. And so you're just struggling to get through to the kids and just keep them engaged. And being a math teacher is like, it's like being a salesperson, being a salesman of ketchup flavored popsicles to people in white gloves. Like, you're selling something nobody wants. So I started writing hip hop songs and performing them just out of the blue to my students, and they loved it. And I wrote a few that first year, all about algebra. And like the song the first song I did today, or I'm doing today, is Systems of Equations. That was one of the first ones, and then Y equals MX plus B. That was another early one. And it initially was just kind of just something, just a teaching tool. And I, over the years, wrote more and more songs. Wrote some more about geometry, like the SOHCAHTOA song and my circle song. And
you really have a lot of views on some of these, I've noticed, way up into the 30,000s and all that.
Yeah, so a lot of it happens. I've networked with other teachers. Most of the views are teachers showing them to their classrooms, and then my second album that I released last year was called Everybody Counts in Math, and that was primarily a series of counting songs. There's a couple other ones like circles, and I have a song about fractions, but everything else are just counting songs. And that was more more geared towards elementary level students.
Really?
And so like that's kind of the market there. But I mean, it's like before I'm performing my Counting by 3 song, and when I do it, I said, hopefully everybody knows the lyrics to this song, because that's all it is, just counting by threes. Yeah, it kind of blossomed into its own sort of gig, and I still play, write, and perform in my band as well. But the MC Squareroot it's a fun thing to do, and I'm enjoying it.
And math helps people so much. If students have a good math background, I think it just helps their careers.
It does, and being a special education teacher, I work with a wide range of students. I work with students in general education, and I also work with students in what's called resource classes. And those are my own classes of students who have to actually kind of like test end. And those are remedial lower level students. But to me, even the kids or adults who say they can't do math, I tell them you can. and honestly, I firmly believe this, that anybody can do math. It just really takes three things. It takes patience, attention to detail, and pattern recognition. Mainly patience, though. And that's the thing that students and even adults who tell me that I can't do math, I usually tell them, and I can't say this because we're on TV, but I'll say the PG version. I say BS. We know what that stands for. I can say that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You can. You just have to have the patience, and you have to have the attention to detail. And honestly, those are skills in life that are useful in other things other than math, like art. Like, I actually have an art degree. I went to UNT for a few years. Hi, UNT. Unfortunately, I didn't graduate from here. I transferred to an art school in Georgia, and then finished off and got my bachelor's in fine arts and sound design. But there's quite a lot of similarities between art and math. So
I think math skills help people in a lot of ways, for sure.
Oh, for sure. And being a musician first, I've definitely used the same sort of parts of my brain and when I'm learning songs or writing songs that I do when learning how to solve a linear equation. It's one of those things, like, it takes a long time to kind of see that connection, but when students do, and like the light bulb turns on, like any teacher will say, that's the reason I teach. It's that aha moment is what we call it.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
And you've been recording with your band for a number of years. You have quite a few albums out.
Yes. So I play rhythm guitar and sing in my band called Superhero Supervillain. We started out in 2009. I started it in Austin with a person named Chia, one of my best friends. We started as a two-piece, played for a couple years. I moved up to Dallas in 2011. Yeah, it's 10 years ago. Wow, 10 years ago. And one of my best friends, Matt McCauley, joined us. We played for a couple years as a three-piece, and then in about a year as a three-piece, and then in 2012, Ziggy Leha joined the group as lead guitar, and he still plays with us. And then Chia left the group in 2014, and Zach Haygood took over on drums, and he's been playing with us since. And then Matt left in 2019, and we just Phil Thornton just joined the band this year on bass. So still a four-piece, still playing shows. We released a couple singles at the beginning of this year, a couple
That's
music
good.
videos as well. And we're currently working on some new material that we're halfway recorded with. It's kind of a process, but yeah.
What kind of software do you use usually to record?
To record, I record in Pro Tools.
Pro Tools.
That's what I was trained on in school as well. If I'm making beats, I usually use GarageBand and then export those WAV files into Pro Tools. But yeah, all the instrument recording and vocal recordings are all done in Pro Tools. And then that's kind of the industry standard. So like, I have a home studio, but I can't record a drum set at home. So what we do is we'll track all the initial stuff, like guitars and most of the vocals, to a click track, and then I send that to our engineer. The engineer we work with is a guy named Jason Rochester here in Denton at a place called Mockingbird Studio, and we go up there and track drums. Because Zach he's really good at being able to play to a click. It makes it really easy to record remotely and bring those files over.
That's really good.
Yeah, and it saves money too.
Yeah.
Because you're not recording all your rhythm tracks at a studio and wasting time doing that.
Yeah, and as you say, Pro Tools is like an industry standard.
Yeah. But yeah, if I'm doing hip hop stuff, I usually do it in GarageBand, which is it's like Logic Pro, but like light. It's Logic. Basically, it's called Logic. It's Logic Lite on a Mac. But if you look at GarageBand and Logic side to side, they look almost identical. But it's real. it's really useful for making beats. And also, most of the beats that I rap to, I actually don't create. Most of them I work with other producers, primarily Richie Flo up in Denton.
Oh, yeah.
Up here in Denton. I've worked with him on over half of my albums are his beats that he's made for me. I like the way his style. He works real fast and he comes up with great beats. So, and then sometimes it just depends on the song. Like sometimes I'll create a beat, or sometimes I'll have an idea for a beat and make it myself. It just depends, honestly.
You have quite a few videos on YouTube as well.
Yeah. So I realized when I started making more and more math raps and producing them and putting them out, that streams are cool, but since mine has the educational nature to it, I realized that the video aspect is just as important.
Yeah.
So I've basically made music videos for almost every single one of my songs. And when I perform live, I actually bring a projector with me and project the music video while I rap.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And then it's just a different mix. It just doesn't have so I rap over just the music. But yeah, it kind of gives it a little more interactivity to the performance, I think.
Yeah. Draws people in.
Yeah, exactly. And because they're the music videos, and all my music videos are all subtitled because I want people to follow along with the lyrics. Every once in a while, if there's a part that I don't remember, I might glance over at the screen and, oh yeah, okay, there's the line. So, but yeah, it's fun.
And you guys played at quite a few places around Denton over the years too.
Oh yeah, Superheroes, we've performed in tons of places in Denton and Dallas, and we've also performed in Austin. We went on a short tour in 2018, played in New Mexico, and we've played in Kansas a few times. Played in I'm actually I'm doing a gig, an MC Squareroot gig in Kansas next month. I was supposed to do a multi-state tour last summer, but that got canceled because yeah.
And this is a much better year.
Yes,
for everybody, I think, and for everything.
Yes. I mean, I won't lie. Last year sucked, but the positives was I ended up putting out more material than I ever have in my career. So, I mean, that was definitely a positive for me. I was able to make, like you said, I have a ton of videos, and almost all of those were made last year.
Yeah.
During lockdown. So, yeah.
It's good to do something like that. You get a lot more mileage for your. I have to just keep moving like creatively because if to me I feel like almost like a shark. Like if I stand still, I'll die. Like I need to keep moving forward. Like there's always a new project I'm working on. There's always new songs or new videos or something that I'm working on. And you played the pirate radio at Killers.
Yes, I did that. On Saturday, May 29th. So that was a few weeks ago. I don't think that it should be on YouTube fairly soon. It seems like it takes about a month turnaround for them to upload it. So probably the end of June, early July, I would expect it to be uploaded. Yeah,
Bob Ralph's Tiny Couch.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, he did a great job. I did get a... when I show up with my AV setup, so to pull the curtain back, folks, when I show up with all my gear to plug into the board and everything, sometimes the sound guy is kind of a little taken aback because it's kind of it's a pretty simple setup, but it's a setup you don't really see a lot.
Yeah.
It's usually like, here's my guitar and here's the microphone, whereas I'm like, here's my own microphone and I have my own DI box and stuff, but it worked out okay. I did have kind of an embarrassing thing happen during that show and right afterwards. So when I was performing, I have I have like my computer and my little amp and my DI box, and I had it on a music stand. And today I didn't bring a music stand. Today I brought an actual table because the music stand wasn't designed to like work as a table, and it was kind of moving like this throughout my first song.
Oh, really?
You know, and my buddy Ziggy was there, and bless his heart, he meant well. He meant well. He saw that it was starting to move, and I was like, oh crap, because I didn't want it to fall over during my song. And he kind of rushed up to the stage to help me out, but he tripped. And when he tripped, he ran into my music stand, and it knocked my guitar amp over. And thankfully my computer stayed on, but like it was like right at the perfect moment of like the last note of the song I was playing. So it was like, well, that was supposed to be the end of the note. So that was, it worked okay. And then right after my set, I was striking my equipment, and I had my music stand, so like pretend like this is the ground, and I had the music stand on the ground, and my backpack was like right next to my music stand. Well, what I didn't realize is one of the straps of my backpack was underneath like the foot of the music stand.
Oh, yeah.
And I moved my backpack, and it tipped the music stand, and which still had my computer, my little amplifier, and my DI box. Most importantly, my computer.
Yeah.
And went and just fell over. And everyone in Killers, it's one of those moments where everyone in Killers just stopped, you know? It was like a record scratch, and everyone was like, oh! And like my reaction was just like, oh! And I ran over to it, and the aux cable was like bent at like a 90-degree angle, and I was like, oh my God, it broke. But thankfully it wasn't like lodged in, and my computer worked just fine.
That's good.
Yeah, I just had to replace like a $7 cable. But yeah, it was more embarrassing than anything because, you know, I'm like striking my equipment, and they're, you know, starting to set up the next person to play after me, and I just knock over all my stuff. But, you know, it's okay.
Yeah.
You got to laugh at it now. So.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, I do appreciate you being here today, and I've enjoyed listening to your music the last few days and seeing your shows. And so, is there anything else you'd like to say?
Let's see. On Friday, August 20th, y'all, doing a show at J&J's here in Denton. So come on out, okay? Appreciate that.
Thank you guys so much. Have a great day, and we'll see you later.
Hello, everybody. My name is MC Squareroot. Yo, you got a system of equations that needs to be solved with multiple variables that are involved. There's a few different ways to get a deduction for one or no solution. You can graph it, plot it on coordinate plane to see where the lines are intersecting. You can substitute by getting letter by itself and move the other side of the system shelf. The additive inverse functions elimination. Take away the opposite to finish the equation. Sometimes you're gonna have to multiply, affecting the terms on both sides. When the coefficients match up inversely, you add the two equations vertically. Then once you get rid of a variable, you solve what's left to the decimal. Then with that answer, you plug it back in to get the other value of the variable. Kid, if solution is true, then they will share the system of equations ordered there. Technologically speaking, we can use as a basis. Put it in the calculator, utilize a matrix. Easily solves a system of equations. Just make sure you do the calculations. One non-infinite done. One non-infinite done. One non-infinite done. One non-infinite done. Thank you. Hopefully everybody knows the lyrics to this song. 3, 6, 9.
3, 6, 9.
12, 15, 18.
12, 15, 18.
21, 24, 27, 30.
21, 24, 27, 30.
33, 36, 39, 42.
33, 36, 39, 42.
45, 48, 51, 54.
45, 48, 51, 54.
57, 60.
57, 60.
63, 66, 69, 72.
63, 66, 69, 72.
75, 78, 81, 84.
75, 78, 81, 84.
87, 90.
87, 90.
93, 96, 99, 102.
93,
Yeah. This song is about PEMDAS.
It's the order.
It's the order of operations. Logistically directs us to solve the computations.
It's the order.
It's the order of operations. Arithmetic, algebraic, geometric calculations. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. I enter number sentence straight into my Cali. Includes a multitude, mathematical operations, addition, division, exponential equations. It certainly does comprise some parentheses. Instructs the calculator to do this, please. It's useful in algebra for rational expressions. Assists us in solving these mathematical questions. It's the order of operations. Logistically directs us to solve the computations. It's the order of operations. Arithmetic, algebraic, geometric calculations. Priority overrides parenthetical operator. Do this first, it tells the calculator. The second primacy concerns exponents. A power or a root, doesn't matter which it is. Multiply, divide, we go in succession. It takes the evidence over addition or subtraction. Models of this order makes us smarter than machines. Together we're aware we can calculate the means. It's the order of operations. Logistically directs us to solve the computations. It's the order of operations. Arithmetic, algebraic, geometric calculations. It's the order of operations. Logistically directs us to solve the computations. It's the order of operations. Arithmetic, algebraic, geometric calculations. Parabola! 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 You got this U-shaped graph that will expand infinitely upward right to the left. It's got a base with a power of 2, symmetric corresponding with an axis U. Can split in half and take two parts. Inversely related vertexes start, called H and K, the X and Y. Minimum, maximum, which way it flies. Parabola! 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 It's concave up or concave down, depending what the A value signs around. If the magic number of A is 1, the thickness of the graph, it stays it's done. A's bigger than 1 gives a vertical stretch, a fractional value, a vertical compress. The horizontal shift goes left or right. Inverse on equations, X's lie. The vertical shift depends y value, directly corresponds with the K can do. Parabola! 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 Parabola. The imaginary line is a directrix. It lies equidistant from the focus. The midpoint in between is the vertex. Perpendicular line is the axis. Parabola is defined as the locus of a point that is always equidistant from a given line. The directrix to a given point. The focus. Parabola. 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 Thank you.
Y equals mx.
This song is about
equals mx.
linear equations.
Y equals mx plus b plus b. Y equals mx. Y equals mx. Y equals mx plus b plus b.
You got the slope of a line, it's rise over run. If it's a whole number, it's divided by 1. Represented as a fraction, we go up or down. Positive, negative defines the slope's bounds. We call the starting point the y-intercept with the 0 for its x. It's an easy concept, represented on equation. It's listed as b. It's always on the y when we plot it graphically. If that's where it starts, then the slope is the m. It's rise over run from the point we begin. We can calculate the slope from 2 points on a graph. Changing y, changing x as long as you subtract. A positive slope will climb to the right. Unless a line is vertical, then it's undefined. A negative slope will climb to the left. The slope of horizontal has an empty set. If two lines share a slope, then they are parallel. Same rise, same run, corresponding stairwells. Two lines sharing at a right angle, then the slopes relate with inverse reciprocals. Y equals mx, y equals mx, y equals mx, plus b, plus b. Y equals mx, y equals mx, y equals mx, plus b, plus b. Yeah! Thank you. I have a few more. This song is about counting by sevens. 7, 14, 21.
7, 14, 21.
28, 35, 42, 49.
28, 35, 42, 49.
56, 63, 70, 77.
56, 63, 70, 77.
84, 91, 98, 105.
84, 91, 98, 105.
SOHCAHTOA is the order of the trigonometric functions. SOHCAHTOA tells the order and the angle of the junction. The opposite over hypotenuse is the sine of theta. The adjacent over hypotenuse is the cosine of theta. The opposite over adjacent is the tangent of theta. And that is the ratio of the right triangular. SOHCAHTOA is the order of the trigonometric functions. SOHCAHTOA tells the order and the angle of the junction. Hypotenuse over the opposite is cosecant of theta. Hypotenuse over adjacent is secant of theta. Adjacent over the opposite is cotangent of theta. And that is reciprocal from right triangular. SOHCAHTOA is the order of the trigonometric functions. SOHCAHTOA tells the order on the angle of the junction. We use the inverse functions to minusing angles. It provided the sides of the right triangle. Depending what we give and sets the ratio that we choose correctly for the order of the function that we choose. SOHCAHTOA is the order of the trigonometric function. And the angle of the junctions. Thank you. I have one song left. This last song is about circles. Y squared equals R squared. Properties of circles, now you're prepared. X squared plus Y squared equals R squared. Properties of circles, no need to be scared. This geometric figure never stops going round. All points are equidistant from the center to the ground. We recognize the shape that of a circle has properties throughout. Those universal. The distance from the center to a point on the end is called the radius. Doesn't change, doesn't bend. A straight line with two endpoints that lie on a circle is referred to as a chord. Diameter is its focal. X squared plus Y squared equals R squared. Properties of circles, now you're prepared. X squared plus Y squared equals R squared. Properties of circles, no need to be scared. Tangent is a line that touches, doesn't pass through the circle at one point, only has a single debut. If the radius hits the tangent at its point of contact, it forms a right angle perpendicular artifact. A secant is a line that passes through 2 points. It differs from a chord, no terminating joints. An angle formed at center by 2 radii is called a central angle. The arc identifies X squared plus Y squared equals R squared. Properties of circles, now you're prepared. X squared plus y squared equals r squared. Properties of circles, no need to be scared. The measure is congruent, relationship direct. A sector is the area contained in intercept. A segment of a circle is a region bounded by a chord in its arc, surrounded, comply. If an arc is bigger 180 degrees, it's major. The smaller ones are minor in this nomenclature. A semicircle is half, not major nor minor. It measures 180. Vertex is a liner. X squared plus y squared equals r squared. Properties of circles, now you're prepared. X squared plus y squared equals r squared. Properties of circles, no need to be scared. Two chords share an endpoint at the edge of a shape. The angle is inscribed at a 2-to-1 rate. The arc is twice as large to the angle correspond. The vertex has the measure to the arc that's beyond. If the central angle intercepts an arc of equal length to that of the radius, it's 1 radian, not degrees. Radians are important in trigonometry. 2 pi radians, 360 degrees. X squared plus y squared equals r squared. Properties of circles, now you're prepared. X squared plus y squared equals r squared. Properties of circles, no need to be scared. X squared plus y squared equals r squared. Properties of circles, now you're prepared. X squared plus y squared equals r squared. Properties of circles, no need to round in circles. Like a bird up in the sky, round in circles. Like a bird up in the sky, round in circles. Like a bird up in the sky, round in circles. Like a bird up in the sky. Thank you. My name is NC Squareroot, and remember, everybody counts in math.
And they tell me, follow your dreams. And they say, do what you want, and money